I wake to a beautiful day. The birds are singing, the sun is shining. It's the perfect day for the perfect day. Everything is beautiful. I've been waiting for this day all my life. The dress, the church, everything is perfect. I couldn't imagine a better day. Many of you might be thinking, it's a wedding. Well, no, it's not. In the Latin American tradition, the most important day for a girl would be her quinceañera, would be considered her sweet 15. In her quinceañera, she gets to dress with a beautiful dress, and she has all the attention on her. Pretty much that's what it is. So today I will be revealing what a quinceañera is, what the significance of the gifts that she receives are, and the most important part of the party and the most fun, which would be the dance. First, let's talk about, it's a celebration in the Latin American tradition. When you turn 15, it's like a stepping stone to becoming, from being a little girl to being now a young lady. It's pretty much the time where you enter high school, so your parents are treating you more, you're not their little girl anymore, you have grown up, and the celebration represents all that. The celebration is not just given by your parents. The celebration is given by, well, most of it is by your parents. It's a celebration that your parents give you so they can show to the world. It's like a sweet 16. They want to show everybody, oh, she's not a little girl anymore, she has now grown up. And it's also given by all your godparents. You have godparents for everything, for the cake, for the mass, for the night that you'll be cutting your cake with. You have godparents for practically everything. They're supposed to help your parents pay for it and also be with you at a very special day. The celebration is usually given either in there's two parts to it, which is the church and also the ceremony where you get a hall and your family and friends will join you to celebrate your 15th birthday. Another very important part of the celebration is your court, where some girls decide to pick either just guys, so you could be the center of attention, or you could pick guys and girls, and your court will be the one, they'll be like your shadow. They'll be following you all over, they'll come in with you at the church, and they'll also be part of the dance that you'll be doing at the end. So this is my court. I had a lot of people, I had brothers and sisters. I decided to do boys and girls, so both of them could be part of it. You usually have the mass, and then from there you'll go to a park and take pictures, just like a wedding, but without the guy, because my guy was my cousin, so nothing there. Many parents, in order to give you a quinceañera, they decide to do some rules. My parents' rule said that I wouldn't get a quinceañera if I was to have a boyfriend, because the whole point of getting a quinceañera is that you're now becoming a young lady. So when you're a little girl, you're having a boyfriend, then there's no point to the whole party and coming out kind of thing. Well, that's pretty much the idea of what the quinceañera is. The second thing is the gifts that you receive. In a quinceañera, you receive many gifts, presents like everybody else, but there's significant gifts. For example, the ones that you receive at the church. At the church, you will receive a cross given by your godparents, your main godparents that are just, they'll be there the whole time with you. They're like, I guess, the godparents also that you have when you get baptized. They're always going to be with you. You can always look up to them and count on them. So that's what they're there for. And they usually give you a cross to signify, it's a guide for you. Look into it, follow your religion. It's just for you to pay attention to what you really believe in. Another thing is the medal. The medal, I've always worn it. That's the only thing I haven't lost. It's usually a signal of the Virgin Mary. And the Virgin Mary is supposed to be there for guidance, purity, and she's always going to be there whenever you need her. And the last thing that you receive at the church is the Bible. The Bible usually is also a sign of guidance, which you either keep next to your bed or somewhere where you want to keep it, and just read, be by yourself. And these are the gifts that you receive at the church. Although at the hall you also receive gifts. Yeah, you're probably wondering why there's a doll up here. Well, the doll is your last doll. It's the last doll because you're not a little girl anymore. You're becoming a young lady. So you receive your last doll. The last doll is not something you can play with. It's usually a porcelain doll, probably half your size, and it's typically wearing the exact same dress you will be wearing that day. You also receive your first pair of high heels. You're not the little flat shoes anymore when you go to church. Now you're becoming a young lady, so you get to receive your first pair of high heels, so you could, show them off and stuff like that. And this all is given to you during the ceremony in the hall with all your family and friends. Well, these are pretty much what you receive. And the third thing I would like to talk about is the dance. The dance is broken up into 3 parts. The first part is the entrance, which you come in with your whole court, and you guys, this is like the beginning of my entrance. Your whole court comes in, and then you're in the middle, so everybody can see you. From there, you'll move on to dancing with your parents and your godparents. After that dance, we have a waltz. Something very, formal. You get to dance with all your couples, you do a lot of circles, and you end up dancing with every single part of your court. And the last dance is the surprise dance. So the surprise dance is a dance that nobody hears about before the quinceañera. It's only the court and your instructor that teaches you the dance. It's supposed to be the surprise of everything. Nobody's supposed to know about it. You get to pick your song. Some people pick hip-hop, they pick whatever they want. So it's just something that you pick to surprise. It's like a gift you give to your guests. Your guests bring you gifts, and you give them the gift of surprise dance. Little kids sit around and just want to watch that dance. Well, today I have talked about the significance of a quinceañera, what it is, the significance of its gifts, and the dance that is played at the end. Today, a young girl, a quinceañera, she gets to be the center of attention, the little princess. And which one of us does not want to be? You're daddy's little girl, but suddenly you become a little princess. You get your last gift, and it's the stepping stone to becoming the woman that you want to be one day.
All right, I thought you did a nice job with the introduction. You had a very clear thesis and preview, so the structure's set up really well. I think your language on your transitions needs to be a little bit smoother. Sometimes it just comes across next, 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 and you need to be a little bit more fluid that way. On the visual factors, at the start your feet are a little bit nervous. There's a little bit too much movement, but during the rest of the presentation it seemed that they were more purposeful. You're stepping up to use the overhead, or you're kind of transitioning with an idea, so I thought that got better. Your gestures, you had solid indicators, your expressions are involved. Your eye contact's not always consistent. Sometimes you're looking down, looking at the machine, even though you're not looking at a slide that you have on the machine. But when you look at the audience, you do a good job of distributing your attention. You do look around the audience pretty regularly. Your voice projects very well. It's very easy to hear you. Pacing, like I said, was sometimes a little bit inconsistent. Part of that, I think, is the herky-jerky nature of the transitions in the presentation that you're giving. It seemed pretty complete, but you needed to work a little bit more on the smoothness of movement from one idea to the next. At the end of the speech, I thought you had an okay summary. It was kind of perfunctory, just reminding us what the main points were. There's not really a summary in those points, but you had a good exit line, and it was clear that you were finished, which is nice. Thank you.